Okay, now having our Wireshark installation installed, we can start up the program for the first time. Okay, and here we have the Wireshark start menu, and we're going to do some basic options with capturing packets over a network. For the first time, you're going to want to go into the capturing options, which you can either go through here on the start page, the button up here, or go through capture and options. I'm just going to click this. Okay, now this is the standard layout of the Wireshark capturing options. The first thing you're going to notice is the capturing interface. Right now it's set by default to your local, and I only have one connection right now, but if you have any other connections to connect to, they'll show up on this list. The other option that you can do is go to remote, and by doing this you could type in any IP on the web and what port you want it to go or access the computer through to check their traffic. Could work for a computer or a router or anything that's got a usable IP and open port. By standard it leaves no password, but if there is a password that you know that you need to get into the host, you can click password authentication, put in your username and password that would be needed. Right now we're going to stick to local, and then here we find a limiter for what size of the packets you want. By default it's at max size. You could change it either by hitting the buttons up or down, or typing in a new number that you want. I'm going to leave it unfiltered. Okay. Then down here you're going to find capture filter, and when you click this, it's actually going to give you a layout of options of different types of packets that you'll be capturing through the network. So if you want your capture to capture, say, only TCP only, you would click this option, hit OK, and then when it's capturing the traffic through the network, it's only going to record the TCP. Now, with this option, there are built-in options for this already, but say there's something that you need specifically, you could hit new, then you could type in whatever you want this filter name to be, such as example. I'll just put in for right now, and I want TCP, and I also want it to capture UDP. Now granted this is an option already, but this is the ad hoc type of option that you could put in for an added capture, and then this way it'll catch TCP and UDP. Now the next option deals with how it saves the files. Capture files, it will give you the option once you capture the traffic to save it how you want, but this sets up a default save that it automatically saves, so you can make the entire process automated. So what this will do is when you click browse, it'll ask you for where you want to save the files. You can pick whatever folder. You can even browse through your system with the good old Windows Explorer. So I'm going to leave it in Documents and do Example, and then it will dump into that folder. Now when you hit OK, it's going to go back to the start page, and you're going to have to go back to Capture Options. So you open that again, and as you can see, it's dumping the folder out into Example. Now you can make this multiple files, so it's not one large file, and here you get different options where it'll change to a new file every megabyte, kilobyte, gigabyte, you know, whatever option you want. Change it every minute or two, or any specific time that you want it to change to. Any type of buffer, or how many, and stop the capture after so many files are created after these parameters are set. So I can turn this off right now and let it dump into one file. Okay, then you come into display options, which with these clicked off, they're as is update list of packets in real time. So each time a packet is collected, it'll show it, As these are collected, typically if you have just a general dump, it's going to move quite fast and you're not going to be able to see them until after you stop the dump and manually look through. Automatic scrolling, again, that's just going to drop down through the list. And hide capture info dialog, you do this so there's less system clutter initially, and then you could open up each query as needed. Here you could set the stop parameters for when you want to stop, whether you get so many different packets after so many megabytes of information, megabytes, kilobytes, gigabytes is captured, or after how many minutes, hours, days of capturing. Over here you can do MAC name resolution, which will show you, it'll pin up a name for the MAC address that it's captured in its packets. Same with network, and same with transport name resolution.